Hello everyone, welcome back and Happy New Year. So this discussion right now may or may not be our last, but I'm telling you that this will be the most important discussion that I'm going to give you this semester in this course. This is regarding on how to write your paper, because this course, even though software development ni siya and about different methodologies, I really use this course to be able to share to my students that on how to write their paper, especially kanang nag-thesis na or kanang mag-propose pa, because most of the time many of the students are already having a hard time trying to catch up kay na-learn nila dito na sa ilahang research seminar, which is most likely dili gid kaay na siya thoroughly teach sa unyuha or even just point you to the right direction, even by the advisor of many of my students, kay they just learned this one the hard way, meaning they just learned this one after the proposal na, when they were already criticized by the panel members on how to actually write their paper. So before that happens, I am going to try and point you to the right direction on how to write your paper. So please bear with me sa mga nakabalo na ani niya, because as a majority sa inyo mag-propose pa lang this semester supposedly, but the semester is almost ending. I think there's only one or two murag maka-propose gyud this semester. Other than that, the rest of you kay dili gyud maka-propose this semester. So most likely on the next semester na. Hopefully by the next semester, maka-write na mo sa inyo ang proposal papers and maka-propose na mo and maka-final defense all in one go pagka next semester. Because we have this rule nga pwede mo maka-propose and final defense in a single semester as long as naa siya 3 months nga difference from proposal to final defense, no? Dapat naa sila kalagyon nga 3 months para it would mean nga naapod siya sufficient amount of work done and sufficient amount of time spent on the paper aya siya maka final defense. Okay? By the way, if you have questions, clarifications, things that you really need to know, or things that you do not understand sa aning ako ang discussion today, please do not hesitate to comment sa Edmodo, and then I will try to be as responsive as possible. Okay, you can even ask me or send me a personal message there para kung maula mo kung sa inyo ang mga questions. Because as I have mentioned sa katong ako ang previous nga video sa Gantt chart, I use this class as some kind of consultation course para sa tanan, no? Ayos kaayo na amoy kumbaga co-advisor para sa inyong thesis, no? Because some of you are still having a hard time pa yun on identifying kung kinsa ang inyong pwede makuha nga advisor, or even trying to come up with a topic pa para sa inyong thesis. So I hope that this course will help you. So let's begin. So first things first, what do you think is the first thing that you are going to do when you do your research, when you do your thesis? Saka ang pinakauna, what is the very first thing that you need to do or you need to write? No, not necessarily right, but you need to do. Think long and hard. Wait, that does not sound right. Pero okay, so for those of you nga wala kabalo, believe it or not, the very first thing that you need to do before mo maka-start yun sa inyong research is to do a lot of reading. Meaning, your review of related literature comes first. Siya ang pinakauna nga dapat buhaton ninyo before mo maka-start og write sa inyong paper. Because in your RRL, dira niyo ma-identify possible gaps on existing literature, on existing technologies na pwede kaayo mo maka-supply og solution or makabuhat og you can fill up those gaps. No, dira niyo makita sa inyong RRL. Now, especially in the field of computing, we have been trained, or maybe sa ako ang part, no, I have been trained na to look for a problem, we don't go reading, no, literature or journals or thesis. Instead, what we do is we go into different offices, we interview a lot of people and ask them, what can we do? What can we do as information technology ng mga specialists or information technology nga students for that matter? Even sa mga kaning study sa CA and sa CS, maupod kasagaran, no, ga-overlap ang ato ang mga thesis because mo na siya ang training namo sa undergrad. But unfortunately, dapat dili ingon ana di ay, no? Supposedly, in order for you to come up with a very good research paper, you need to read a lot of paper. And that's where your RRL comes first. Now, don't worry about plagiarism. Later na niyo siya na what I was trained to do when it comes to reading or writing my review of related literature is I read a lot of paper, and then if there's something interesting that is just even slightly related to the topic that I'm working on, copy and paste it sa ko ang repository, no? And then sa ko ang gipang copyhan and pastan nga document, ako po siyang gina-categorize ito, that all of this nga gipang copy paste na ko is related to this topic, then this one is related to this topic, this one related to this topic, and I will tell you what kind of method is that na pwede po din yung magamit, no? So you need to read a lot of thesis, papers, journals, books, anything that can help you with searching for a topic para sa inyong thesis. There may be some of you right now nga nakakam up na og inyong own problem that you want to solve, especially those nga nag-proceed gid sila sa ilahang concept paper that they submitted sa ilahang pag-apply sa MS nga program. But there are also some nga ma-change gid na siya, no? Maybe there are some of you na katong inyong concept paper kay ano to siya, done in haste kay para lang maka-apply mo sa MS program. But unfortunately dito nyo makaya. So you need to try and come up with another problem with the guidance of course your advisor na karon. But if wala pa, then I suggest, no, you read a lot of papers good. Siguro mga 500 to 1,000 muna siya. Don't worry, pwede kaayo ninyo na ibutang sa inyong bibliography, kanang mga 1,000 ka buok ng inyong gipambasa, ibutang na siya dito sa inyong bibliography, no? Kay para makabalo ang inyong readers nga ina nakadagan yung gibasa. By the way, kabalo mo sa difference sa bibliography and references, no? Ang bibliography is everything that you have read sa inyo in order for you to come up with your paper. So some of those may be used inside your paper, others kay dili. Others may be some kind of an inspiration lang na para nakakam up mo ginana nga idea. So pwede na siya inana ang bibliography. Nabutang ni mo na tanan di ara. While ang references is of course tanan nga nakasite sa imong references, nakasulat sa imong references kay nakasite na siya inside your paper. So mo nang ilahang difference. Okay, so basically you start with RRL, which is most likely the biggest work nga mabuhat ninyo, especially on my part, no, because I'm not really a reader of paper. That's why it took me a while to finish my MS pod. Niabot po kong 3 years because kapuyan kaayo ko magbasa og daghang papel, but wala ko choice, no? Okay, because I really wanted my research nga magamit siya. So which is actually ang kani akong research karon mo pa ni ako ang passion sukad pa sa akong undergraduate, gipadayon ako siya. But it was not always like that, because pag abot ako sa MS layo ako ang topic, no? I actually changed my advisor twice. until I got to have my advisor nga si Ma'am Seni, which suggested nga ako atong ipadayon ako ang undergraduate research, undergraduate thesis, which is of course ako ag itong ganahan mo, gito akong passion sa una pa. Anyway, so review of related literature. From your review of related literature, dira mo makakam up sa inyong pagsulat sa inyong introductions. So inaana ang pag-arrange sa iya ha, no? After mo makabasa og daghan kaayo sa matanan, you start writing your introductions. Your introduction is somewhat a summary of what you have read, and usually it starts with something related to the title of your research, and then followed by details of what you are planning to do, no? And then up to the last paragraph, which a statement that usually leads to the problem or the research question. Naasya di ara sa imong introduction. And then of course you will cite your problem or your research question, to be followed by the objectives, and then mo follow na dayon ang mga scope and limitations and significance of the study. And then after going to your RRL, after going to your introduction, you need to go back to your RRL na pod, because you just came up with different objectives, and then from those objectives you need to read more again so that you could identify what are the different methods na pwede nimo gamiton in order for you to solve or achieve those objectives. So kailangan di ay ka nga magbasa pagyud og more, because daghan kaayong possible nga mga methods na pwede kaayo nimo ma-approach in order for you to solve or to solve the problem or to achieve your objectives. So kailangan ka magbasa na niya. After that, moabot na pud dayon ka sa imuhang results, no? And then when you have your results, no, you make sure that it is actually presented well. Now, most of the time when we present our results, ang ginabuhat nato kay either in tabular format or a series of text lang siya, paragraph format. But I am suggesting to you right now that when you are going to present your results, make sure that it is presented in a visual manner so that your readers, especially your panel members, will see the results of your paper at a glance, not just by looking at some of the visualizations nga inyong gi-present. No, there are panelists like that, especially me, no, I would rely more on how visual, I would rely more on, or I would look more into the visual representation of your data rather than read, because na-mention ako ganiha, nadili kay ko ganahan mag-read. And then of course, the discussion. When you are going to present your discussion, make sure that you don't just describe, no? Don't just describe your visualizations, your charts, or your tables. Don't do that, please. No? Ayaw na siya buhata. Instead, you explain how you achieve that results. And if there are results that needs analysis, you also add there sa inyong discussion. In other papers, it's usually separate, no? The results is separate from the analysis and discussions. So nakita ninyo na ay results, and then na po separate ka chapter for analysis and discussions. But in this case, pwede rin nyo siya isagol. Result, and then you add your analysis or your discussions sa inyong results. You explain how you achieve that result, and what can you give sense, no, to that result that you have taken. Now, of course, in order for you to properly explain the results, in order for you to make your results have some sense, you go back again to your review of related literature. Because there mo makita that these results is something that was already encountered before, so you can cite it sa inyong RRL, or it could be something new but related to someone who is trying to recommend nga naa sa imong RRL. Okay? And after that, yes, of course, you can write your conclusion, no? And your recommendations. Muna siya kasagaran ang nasa sulod dira, no? Conclusion and your recommendations. Now, of course, pag magsulat po ko sa imuhang recommendations, this is not about a recommendation of what you for those who are trying to develop a system. Maybe di na siya recommendation sa inyong system, but recommendation for future research, an avenue of future research. Maybe there's something that you have found out sa inyong results that you found interesting, no? And then further research can be done. So muna siya inyong recommendation. Okay, so muna siya ang possible way of writing your paper. Now, mo proceed ko diretso sa kanang ginatawag nato og tuhog style. Hala, unsa rin ang tuhog style? Sa kaning tuhog style in writing your paper, when everything is done, no, nakagather na ka sa imuhang review of related literature, and then you started writing your introduction, di ara na mo come up nga naa kay, let's say, problem, no? Na-come up na nimong problem, and that problem of yours or research question or hypothesis na-come up na ka na niya, you also came up with, based sa imuhang maybe your literature, na come up ka o, let's say, objectives, no? So objective number 1, and then objective number 2, and then objective number 3. Let's say objective 3 lang kabuk yung objective, daghan na siya gani. Make sure that this objective is not kanang general or vague ng mga objectives like data gathering or analysis of information, no? Ayun na siya na pagsulat, because dapat as much as possible lang kanang imong objective is specific as possible, no? So unsay na-add pat na kanang ginatawag like smarts, no? It must be specific, measurable, and the rest. So muna imong objectives. Now, sa imong objectives, each of these objectives kay naa na siya katumbas dayon nga imuhang source nga literature para ani niya as basis nga kanang imong objective. Ay, naa siya. Now, this objectives nimo is naa na siya katumbas sa dayon nga methods on how are you able to achieve this objective. So this objective kay para ma-achieve mo siya, mo na siyang imuhang methods nga 1 or first methodology. Your second objectives can be achieved by doing the second methodology or second method, and your third objective can be achieved through the third method. Now, kaning mga methods which I will try to discuss later is daghan na sila og klase, daghan na sila approaches, daghan lenses that you can use in order for you to achieve these objectives. Muna siyang ginatawag na tug mga methodologies. Okay? And then after that, kaning nga method, this method gained you the result. This result number 1. No? Naka-gain ka ana nga result number 1. This method also gave you result number 2, and this gave you result number 3, and so on. So as you can see, kani sila tanan kay magsumpay-sumpay ra na sila tanan, no? Muna gitawag na to siya tug-tug, because this result can also come up with a discussion or analysis. And based on this, you will then come out with one big conclusion. Okay. If you try to look closely, kani sila tanan isa kadako nga tuhog. Kana siya isa ka tuhog, and this one is also kani po siya tuhog, kani po siya tuhog, kana po siya tuhog. So muning gitawag siya tuhog nga effect, nga style of writing, dili effect, nga style of writing, because from the beginning nanakay isa ka tuhog, another tuhog, and another tuhog, much like having kebabs, no? Naa kay tulo na kabuk kebabs in this example. Okay, now these kebabs, kaning each of these tuhog kay possible na siya nga pwede mahimo nga isa ka publication or isa ka journal. Kani pud siya isa ka journal. If you are going to write your paper in this manner, ang imuang isa ka thesis kay posible nga naa kay tulo ka buok nga publication, journal publication in the future. So di ba nice kaayo siya kung inanaon ni mo style? So that's how you use the tuhog style of writing. So I hope this helps you a lot, because ako dugay kay ko naka-learn ani. Believe it or not, I have learned this one sa ako ang mga undergraduate students nga nag-defense nga ang ilang advisor kay mga advisor pod nga nagtudlo ani, no? Because I was never taught by my advisors prior to Ma'am Seni about this, no? So na-learn lang na ako siya didto sa ako ang pagtan-aw sa ako ang sa mga students nga nag-present og discussions sa ilahang paper, no? Especially those students nga under sa mga kanang researchers gid kaayo, dagan na kay mga research nga gipangbuhat sa IIT like si Ma'am Seni, Sir Adrian. So dito na ko nakita og Sir Rabi. Nakita na inani di ay pagsulat sa paper, mas dali siya. So I hope that you are going to use this method of writing and you are going to use this guide para sa pagsulat sa iyong paper so that it would be easy for you in the future, no? Especially pag mahumanan nimo siya na ana kay possible nga publications nga ma-take out of your paper, no, para lang madali siya. Okay, so next up is methods and where to find them. So unsa din na siya, methods or methodologies. Most of the time ang naibawan mong gud nato pag magsulat sa itong paper is nakailan naman siguro ta ng ginatawag na itong ADI, no? ADI, analysis, data gathering. Sakto ba ko? Ay, dili. Analysis, dayon design, develop, implement, and evaluate. Sakto ba ko? So inana kasagaran nato na ibaw ADI nga method. But in reality, when you are going to write your thesis paper, dili lang mo mag-rely anang kana niya nga ADI, because you need to specify kung unsa nga mga analysis methods sa inyong gamiton para sa inyong paper. Wow! Unsa ka na siya. Dili lang kay basta-basta lang ka magbuot-buot ka nag-analyze kunuhay ka sa imuhang paper. Dili siya yun ana, because believe it or not, inana nga ako ang gibuhat sa una sa ako ang paper, no? Okay, ginanin ako siya pag-analyze because that's how I understood it. But in reality, you need data from your RRL on how to actually analyze the data that you have gathered. So in my case, I used thematic analysis method. Wow, unsa na siya? Some of you already know what this is. This is actually a process part of the grounded theory nga methodology. Grounded theory. So unsay naani niya? Sa grounded theory manggod, which is a theory nga lens ni siya nga gigamit ni Ma'am Seni, no? Under sa grounded theory, you try to gather as much information and data as possible, and then you let those data categorize themselves to come up with a theory, no? Sa thematic analysis, it's a little bit bias, as what Sir Adrian told me. So sa akong paper na gamit ko ani, unsay naa sa thematic analysis, you actually come up with different themes, no, para sa imuhang analysis of the data that you have gathered. Those themes, theme 1, theme 2, theme 3, for example, kay despite thousands or hundreds of papers ng imong gipambasa, imuha siyang i-categorize into different themes. So isulat nimo na tanan diara, tanan papers nimo nga na-gather, tanan nga information mo na-gather. So inani ang kaayo sa thematic analysis, because it's a little bit kinda biased, because kabulo na ka kung unsa nga theme ang imuhang gipangita. Kabulo na ka kung unsa imong pangitaon, no? But of course, you must not try to throw away the idea na there might be other themes that you can come up nga makuha nimo sa imuhang paper. So from here na kay nakuha nga a new theme na similarly related ani sila ha. So this new theme could be something na significant pod sa imuhang research, which could be added sa imuhang recommendation. Sakto ba spelling? Recommendation for further research, no? Kani siya nga theme, for example, based on this theme nga tulo ka buok, for example, dahil kag nagather nga data and information, and then you found out that this information here and this information here, you came up with a new theme, which wala man siya part sa imuhang thematic nga analysis ng mga themes. So this one could be added to your recommendation, no? And this one could also be presented sa imuhang results, no? It could be something na interesting. So yun ana. Then if your research is kanang naa siya design nga phase, you also must come up with a method in designing. Most of the time sa mga multimedia na ko nga mga undergraduate students, ang designing nila will go into storyboards or wireframe. Some even go for prototype. Okay, so muna siya ang different nga design nga mga methods. Of course, daghan pag other design methodologies na pwede kaayo ninyo nga magamit, especially if dili development ang inyong ginabuhat sa inyong thesis, no? Daghan kaayo na siyang pwede ninyo buhaton. And of course, pag mag-develop mo, daghan pud kaayo ni siya sa mga tanan, no, nga mga methods nga pwede ninyo gamiton. I could tell you one like prototyping. Okay, pwede po na siya. Prototyping, which is one methodology that is commonly used when you try to develop something. Rapid application development, and so on. And then when you implement, naapo kay methodology niya, and evaluation na po yung mga more methodology in order for you to evaluate, for example, evaluate a design or evaluate a developed system, or even the implementation nga process, i-evaluate mo na siya. So as you can see here, dili di ay siya in ana kadali ang magsulat og paper. That is why you must never ever forget to read a lot of paper, because mao na siya ang makatabang sa inyo ha. Mao po na siya ang kasagarang answers sa mga advisors ninyo, which is mo po na siya akong na-learn sa ako ang advisor. Kaya ignore naman ko dayon ni Ma'am Seni nga, why don't you try to read about that, no? You read about it and try to see kung insa ang gibuhat nila para ma-apply po nimo siya sa imuha. Wow, so dito na ko na-learn na kailangan gud ko magbasa pag yun in order for me to understand how to write my paper. Because kabalo naman ko kung sa kung gusto buhaton. No, di lang ako kabalo kung saan ako siya pagsulat. Because wala ako kabalo kung unsa ang mga different nga mga methodologies for me to use in order for me to successfully write or present my ideas sa akong paper. So muna siya. Those are for the methodology, methods, and how to and where to find them. By the way, when you are going to look for a methodology, try not to focus on the, especially sa ato karon sa computing field, try not to focus on the computing field lang. In my case, nagamit ko og lens. Akong gigamit kay ang activity theory. Now, I use this lens in order for me to understand or to design my implementation plan. So, I use this lens. Now, this lens actually kay prevalent na siya dito sa social studies and sa field sa medicine. Now, as you can see here, kaning activity theory, rarely ni siya ginagamit before sa information technology. Dito ni siya prevalent sa social studies and sa medicine nga field. But, because na-encounter na ko siya and interesting siya para sa kuha, and at the same time, i-introduce po siya sa kuha ni Ma'am Senny, that's the reason why ako siyang gigamit para sa IT na ko nga research. So, interesting kayo sa tanan, no? Pwede di ay siya. Because karon magud sa IT, kasagaran when you go into design and development and implementation, kasagaran ginagamit lang kanang mga technology acceptance models or kanang mga yutaot, which is cliche and sumo na kaayos mo tanan. Your panel members will tell you nga, uy, pag mo na ginagamit nga, why don't you try to look for another methodology in order for you to present your thesis. Okay, sumuna ka na sa matanan. So, mo lang, you go into social studies, sa medicine nga field, sa psychology nga field, sa psychology nga field, or sa education. No? Okay, naamoy dagan makuha di ara. Maybe not so much sa sciences. No, wala ka ay tayo makuha na sa mga sciences o engineering. Di ari dagan kayo sa matanan. Kani dagan kay na sila ng mga methods nga pwede kaayo niyo explore and maybe ma-integrate niyo sa inyong study, or maybe a much more effective lens in order to look into the data that you are going to gather. So mo ni siya ang methods and where to find them. Okay, so proceed ko next kay unsa ni siya, presenting results. Okay, na-mention naman din ako ganyan, no? That when you're going to present your results, make sure that it's visual as possible, no? Sa karon mong nga day and age, not all your readers are have the mind of a scientist. No, some are kasagaran kay kuan gyud siya, layman lang gyud nga mga readers. And when you have those type of readers, they prefer more nga makita nilang imuhang data rather than read about it. No? That's why kusog kaayo sa mga tanan karon si Pinterest. Okay, because it's presenting information and data in picture form, or ginatawag nato na siya og infographics, no? In one glance at your results, makasabot na dayon ang imuhang readers. But of course, you always accompany your results accompany your results with descriptions, but not just to describe your results, no? Not just to describe your charts or your tables, but to actually explain on how you achieve those results and explain maybe na ay mga outliers or na mga appearance on kinsa ang mga highs, kinsa ang mga lows, anything na inana, no? You need to explain it sa imuhang description, not just describe your table or describe your charts or something like that. So discuss, do not describe. So I think that's it para sa ako ang presentation right now. I hope that it has helped you a lot because believe it or not, dako kaayo ni siya tabang sa ako apod, no? Because I learned this one taod-taod na. That's why it took me a while to finish my master's thesis pod, no? So hopefully as early as now nakabalo na mo kung saan yung pag-start yung paper so that by the very first week or first month of next semester makapropose na mo. I have also added an assignment nga katong unyo ang gisubmit sa inyong Gantt chart nga chapter 1 to 3 including the Gantt chart. You modify it, you edit it, and then you try to come up nga sa unyuhang proposal papers, no? This will be a little bit stressful and pressure sa unyo ha because gitagaan na ako mo og 1 week para to do that, no? I think nakaset na po ko sa deadline ana niya nga post. And then I hope nga maapas ninyo, no? Try to do that because believe it or not, you will thank me later because gi-pressure ta mo karon para makabuhat mo on yung proposal paper. Okay? So that's it. If you have questions, clarifications, especially sa tuang discussion right now or any topic nga gipang discuss ato karon relating to our topic, please do not hesitate to comment or ask me questions because dili man ta live right now, dili pud ta sa classroom, lisod kay is matanan. Really akong ginabuhat gid sa una kay kuan gid consultation gid. My students sa kanang klase nako go to my office in order to ask for consultation regarding how to write their paper, and I would gladly help you do it, no? Just don't be afraid to approach me or your advisor. Okay? So that's it. See you in our next meeting pag naapa or in our next discussion pag naapa. If wala na, so thank you very much and goodbye.